sucker! Is it Christmas already? Because I think SmackDown Live is presenting it to us a little bit early. But first, before we talk about SmackDown Live tonight on the Raw Loaf, we're going to have a little insight here. If you watched the Raw Loaf last night, you'll know what I'm talking about. So I'm starting this new scoring thing. If you were watching last night, some of the numbers have changed. I better turn off my volume there. So some of the numbers have changed, okay? Becky Lynch, so first I'm going to start with Kofi Kingston here. Because Kofi, I'm going to be close tonight. I got my microphone set up pretty close. Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston's sitting at 50 points because he's the WWE champion. WWE champion gets 50 points. So, Kofi, here, let me get this microphone off this stand for you. Ooh, this isn't good enough. So Kofi, I decided, I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to stick with it, but Kofi is the champion. He gets every time the champion makes an appearance, they get 5 points. Because sometimes I feel like champions don't wrestle a whole lot their big things are at pay-per-views. It would be weird if champions just declined. Plus they got that aura. If you play Dungeons and Dragons, you got your paladins or clerics who just get that aura of positivity like the New Day probably does. So he gets 5 points for being champion. He wrestled in a match tonight, so he gets 4 points for that. Wrestling, because he gets points because he's a wrestler. And whether you believe, I think that most of the points should come from your wrestling because that's what you do. So, and then he gets 2 points because he made a live appearance and a 1 point for the backstage appearance. I put BS down. BS for backstage. And then, so he wrestled tonight. He wrestled over the span of a commercial break, and he did I like one of my favorite things when wrestlers do it. You see the lights? Oh, you can barely see. I might have to turn off lights so you can see. So one of my favorite things to do is when wrestlers mock other wrestlers, and that's one of the big reasons I gave Kofi a couple points. So for his long wrestling match, because that has to take a lot of energy, and his I guess you'd call it styling and profiling, we'll give him 2 points for entertainment. So you got 5, 4, 9. Plus 2 is 11. Plus 1 is 12. Plus 2 is 14. So Kofi Kingston is at 64 points this week. Look at that. Look at the scoring system. See, if Seth Rollins would have wrestled in a match. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. He won his match. I didn't write that down because it happened so far to the end. So he won his match. So he gets 10 points for that. It was a disqualification, but he gets the points because he won. So Kofi Kingston is sitting at 74 points right now. He's catching up to Becky Lynch. A lot of stuff worked out for him tonight. So without further ado, we're going to talk about what possibly could be my new favorite show on a show. Let me get my cards in order. Oops. All right. So SmackDown Live kicked off. We had Shane McMahon came out and basically said he's going to make Roman Reigns get punished for what he did to Mount Rushmore, wherever that is. As a South Dakotan, as somebody who has repeatedly seen people not know where Mount Rushmore actually is, as, I think it was, Final Fight for SNK. If any one of you are old enough to go back into the times of stand-up arcade machines, you had SNKs, which you could put different games in it, which was awesome. This is like a giant Nintendo. And they had, I want to say it was Final Fight. But there was a stage where you're in Arizona and you're fighting on a train, on a car train, but in the background in Arizona, there's Mount Rushmore. So congratulations, Japan, because the Japanese made that game. But I've talked to plenty of people that did not know where Mount Rushmore was, and where even the Mount Rushmore state. So Mount Mushmore, man, which is Shane. Maybe he's coming up. Maybe that's the new group he's trying to form. Let's keep that in mind. So he calls out Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns comes out like he's gonna talk, but he doesn't talk. He just takes his mic and throws it down. Roman Reigns, as you know, sometimes doesn't have much to say. And Shane goes, okay. So he throws his mic down. They're about to go at it, but then Elias comes from behind, that dirty cheapskate of Elias. He jumps up, but then that gives Shane McMahon the opportunity to attack Roman Reigns, and they just beat Roman Reigns up pretty bad. And they leave him in the ring, and they go off. And then they're backstage. Elias and Shane are just hanging out in backstage going, oh yeah, that was great. There's more to come, so be on the lookout. So that's not the last time. And that's, hold on. I'm getting ahead of myself. So Kofi's backstage with Kayla getting interviewed, and Kevin Owens, or I'm sorry, Big O and Xavier Woods are talking again. And they cut away right when Big O starts to do his hip swivel. That's the wrong time to cut away. This is one of those moments when WWE, if they were on here, maybe, wouldn't that be fun? Doing I don't know what you'd call it, a scoring system for pro wrestling companies' technical faults. Although it's not really fair because WWE's live, and if you got a tape show like most of the other ones, like Ring of Honor and TNA, and I'm sure AEW will be, if you got a tape show, you can fix your mistakes, but I guess we'll have to keep it to pay-per-views. So next up, Andrade comes out. Now, see, this is where one of these things where I was like, the last time I heard Andrade, he was pretty hard to understand. His English was not great. But for whatever reason, this superstar shakeup is still happening. I want to say it's because Charlotte used her old ways in a new package, as Becky stated last night. She used her old ways in a new package, something like that, and convinced everybody to bring, I guess it's her boyfriend. I mean, it was she was on a date with him at the Hall of Fame. So that's why I guess Andrade is back on SmackDown Live. I don't know why Selena's with him. Business manager, I guess. But so they're having a match, or he's having a match. He kind of was. I mean, Zelina kind of threw herself into this match a few times, but they're having a match with Finn Balor. Now, Finn Balor immediately, just almost right away, Zelina's cheating. So fast. But Zelina caught a drop kick. Wait, what? Oh yeah, Zelina tried to do a body press off the top rope, and then Finn Balor just came in and whoosh, super drop kick on Andrade. Let us set up for the coup de grace. Finn Balor wins. Finn Balor gained quite a few points tonight because he won his match as well. Good for him. Then next up, here we go. Here's where Christmas starts to begin. We get Elias in the back. He sings his song. Instead of just challenging Roman Reigns, he sings a challenge to him. And then Shane just comes in and is like, hey buddy, yeah, that was great. Oh yeah, I hope you're gonna get him because I'm Shane McMahon. And it's just like, okay, Charlie. So I guess that's going to be a match, which we'll find out here in a little bit. And it was. I mean, I'll just talk about it now because this hat's getting hot. So, yeah, it was Christmas. I think this Elias and Shane McMahon thing, as much as I can't stand them because they're bad guys, I think it could be something that at least will provide us a lot of laughter. Because Elias, even though he's the drifter, apparently that doesn't matter. So, next up, we have the Pirate. It is so crazy, isn't it? If you watch NXT, you'll see these wrestlers get such a big reaction to, the fans, and then they come out on SmackDown and it's like they have to start all over again. And it's just really, I don't know if just she isn't liked. I thought she seemed pretty popular in NXT, but maybe she wasn't. But she came out and nobody said nothing. And then Asuka and Paige came out. I'm gonna just call them Team Paige from now on, because until they come out with a name, I I think they tried to name something, but it didn't sound good. There wasn't no Viking experience. I'll tell that much. But they're having a match against Peyton Royce, it's just Kyrie facing Peyton Royce. Everybody's out there though. They showed a clip earlier from the night when Mandy was just like, you chose them over us. Well, we're gonna show you, Paige. Minus points. And then the match started. It did not last very long. It seems though, as the Iconics, oh dang it, Iconic. Remember, everybody, right now, I want to get this belly should be the belly of Iconicism, and everybody I'm gonna do the Iconic thing again, and everybody take a snap or screenshot and send it to the Iconics and say, look, it's your new manager, Iconic. Yeah, get that belly over the Iconics. Let them know I'm going to manage them. So, which ended up being a short match. This is why they need a manager, because they don't do very well individually. And after a few moves here and there, Kairi Sane busted out an interceptor. She ran into the corner, hit her elbow. And then she got up and did her insane, I guess they call it the insane elbow from Kairi Sane. And she won the match. So, congratulations. I tip my pirate hat to you, Kairi Sane. Good job. Next up. Oh, no, wait, I'm sorry. Absolution came out. I guess they're calling themselves that now again. I don't know. They come out for like 10 seconds, and then Jinder Mahal says, this is over. Jinder Mahal comes out with the Singh brothers, Samir and Sunil. They come out. Jinder Mahal's supposed to have a match with Chad Gable. Let me tell you, boy, howdy. Chad Gable's on his way out. Well, that's not the boy howdy moment. Hold on. Oh, no. Oh, come on. Where is it? One time I won and I can't find it. There it is. Oh, well. Close enough. This is the red from the American flag for Chad Gable. Because, hold on. There it is. Chad Gable, boy howdy. I'm wearing this for you, Chad. Because you did not have a good night tonight. Chad Gable is out on the entrance ramp, going to the ring to face Jinder Mahal. And out of nowhere, that freak of Colorado, whatever they call, comes running out and just clotheslines the back of Chad Gable's head. And he's done. Picked him up, slammed him into the turnbuckle. He didn't need to do that. He was done. I don't know why, Lars Sullivan, why you decided to do that, but I guess you're just a crazy man. And then he goes in there. Jinder Mahal just, I think, runs away. And the Singh brothers then get destroyed by Lars. And then R-Truth. It's kind of cool. R-Truth is super serious. He is very upset against Lars Sullivan because he came out. He didn't even sing his song. Kind of reminded me of the time when R-Truth was my favorite when he was a bad guy. But he was out of his mind. So he was like a super entertaining bad guy. He had no music. It was that again, kind of. But he got walloped. He got destroyed by Lars Sullivan. And that was the end of that. And it made me think. This was a thinker moment. This is why you got to watch all the wrestling. Because Chad Gable's out there. And he's walking down the ramp. Lars Sullivan was able just to come up behind him running full speed. And then and knock out Chad Gable. Now, Chad Gable's music was playing. Maybe R-Truth had a thing. Maybe music is bad. Because without his music, Chad Gable would have heard Lars Sullivan coming. But anyways. But it's so cool, though. And Aleister Black now is, I guess, on SmackDown Live. I guess we're just continuing to superstar shake up the place. And Aleister Black, unfortunately, it looks like he's becoming Mojo Rawley. And whoever is in charge of putting the lights on Aleister Black is hashtag beta male because, or something like that. Hashtag I'm afraid to get creative. Aleister Black should have had, instead of the hatchet lighting coming straight to the side of him, they should have just maybe put the light to the back of him or put the light just off to the side of the back of him. Because that way, It probably would have lived up to his name a little bit more. And instead of, like, he said condemned or something, I thought he was going to say fade to black. That would have worked excellently. But I don't know what they're doing with him. Aleister Black, quite a wrestler, did not have a wrestling match tonight, unfortunately. So they go backstage, and Roman Reigns is back there, and he says, I accept, and he's going to break Elias's jaw or something. So they're going to have a match. And I really hope, I'm looking at my notes again, I really hope Aleister Black does not become the next Mojo Rawley. Because nobody knows where that guy is. And he hasn't talked to himself in the back for a week or two. And Aleister Black is now talking to the camera. Could be just talking to what he thinks is a mirror. Charlotte comes out. Charlotte, ooh, let's get fancier. Here's my robe. I'm going to be wearing all sorts of crazy stuff by the end of this. Here's my robe. There now. You can call me Charlotte Loaf. Because now I'm all dressed up. So Charlotte comes out. She wants to face Becky face to face. And it's kind of weird. Like, she should want her match, but she just wanted to face Becky face to face. So Becky comes out. And the audience wants her to come out too, because once Charlotte said, I want Becky to come out here, like, you look on the audience. They all were just like, They all just, like, looked outside. It was hilarious. It was kind of like poor Charlotte, but it was, like, not kind of poor Charlotte. Then, Becky, she said, the big thing she wants to know is if Becky really, truly believes that she deserves the belts, at least Charlotte's belt, because she did not pin Charlotte. And it's kind of a valid point. But then Becky came in and goes, hey, Charlotte, it was winner take all. You knew that going in. Dang. That's like on my scoring system. That's a shutout moment. That's a point for Becky right there. You can't really say anything to that unless you're Charlotte and you just keep saying things even though you've already been proven wrong. But then Becky's just like, well, why do you deserve anything? And Charlotte's like, because I said so. And it's like, wow, I wish life was that easy for me. So Bayley comes out, and I don't know what about this Bayley. This Bayley is not a happy little girl that we're used to seeing. Bayley was wearing some colors. I don't know. I guess I don't have the colors. But Bayley comes out, and she's like, whoever deserves the match or belt, whoever deserves a number one contendership should earn it. So where do we have it? Bayley and Charlotte for number one contendership just out of nowhere for the belt, for this WWE SmackDown Women's Championship belt. But first, before we start the match, I'm going to tell you about Make-A-Wish. Sometimes I don't, like, that's another fault the WWE does. Like, why did you tell us about Make-A-Wish at that moment? Okay, so this match starts off. Bayley hits a stunner through the middle ropes like Randy Orton does the DDT, but Bayley did a stunner. That's pretty awesome. I'm not sure if she inherited Mark Henry's powers, like when Mark Henry pushed Batista, but maybe I wasn't looking right. But Bayley slid through the bottom rope and hit Charlotte with a sliding drop kick, and woo! She must have picked something up in Japan with those powers. Then Bayley must be mad. She doesn't have her wavy, wacky, inflatable man anymore, but she still does it in the ring. But I'm still confused. Is Bayley not the happy-go-lucky girl anymore? I don't know. She's like she's like in the middle of bad Bayley and good Bayley. She's neutral Bayley. She's kind of chaotic neutral right now since we're on D&D references night. One thing I noticed about this SmackDown Live broadcast is there are these the commercials. When they play the commercials and they have SmackDown Live in the corner playing, none of the commercials that air like poke fun at the wrestling or have fun with the wrestling or say, oh my God, look at those people wrestling over there in the corner. Oh my God, if only that could happen. I don't know. I'm just saying there's a big creative opportunity here because we don't see this many places. as far as sports and TV shows go. But there's a total creative. There's so many creative aspects of so many things that are being messed up. And I don't know if it's just people don't care or if people don't want to try. They need to get off. Well, not like that. Calm down. They need to get off of their comfort boats, whatever that is, and they need to go and just start trying some things. So Charlotte tries to do her moonsault, but Bayley rolls out of the way. Charlotte sees it the last second and lands the moonsault on her feet. Now, if she's really dating Andrade, he should teach her how to do his double moonsault save flip. That's what it's called. Double moonsault save flip. But Charlotte didn't do it, and she almost lost because of it. But Charlotte comes out of nowhere at the end of the match with a big old spear on the Bayley and pins her 1, 2, 3. And then it cuts to Becky, who's backstage, who's like watching for like 10 seconds. Just look, and it was silence. It was kind of creepy looking until the interviewer, I think it was Kayla, she came in. And she was like, well, what are you going to do? You got Lacey Evans challenging you on Raw. You got Charlotte challenging you here. Becky goes, well, I'm a double. I got 2 belts. I guess I just got to defend them both, which is great. Thanks, Becky. Becky deserves extra. I gave her like an extra point for that, but she kind of should get more points than that. And it would be great if she won, because that would really help solidify her where she thinks she is the best female in the WWE roster. Bray Wyatt again. So I was really excited for this Bray Wyatt promo last night. However, because they showed the exact video again, the Firefly Funhouse, they showed the exact thing again. Exact same thing again. I'm bored now. I don't know why they choose to complete... Like, it's like we have the internet now. They can air it once on TV, then we can go to the internet and watch it. I don't know why you need to keep wasting TV time with this stuff. WWE... My offer still stands. I will come hang out backstage. You can hire me as a creative consultant. $69,000 a year. That's all I want, but you're paying for my travel too. Because I ain't spending my money for your... I feel like it's a pretty generous offer. Somebody just as a creative consultant. Just come hang out, and I will be like... And if I'm not afraid, I have no reason to be afraid of anybody anymore. I will say, look, that idea is bad. Don't air this. Why are you airing this? And by the way, while they were putting this on TV, they were cutting to the crowd, showing that the crowd's watching it for some reason. And the audio would go to the crowd, so you would be seeing the Firefly Funhouse on the screen. And there was no audio. So WWE, you get more points taken off of your production there. And they did it twice. That's the best part. They did it twice. They didn't fix it either time. So Big O is officially Big E. After it was so close. There's just a couple little things that he could do differently that would get Big O on the same page as Big E as far as doing those entrances. But they come out. The brand new day is now, it's Kofi versus Shinsuke, but Big O and Xavier Woods are in the announce table. Rusev, whoo boy, I gave him a point for that beautiful pink suit or purple suit that he is wearing. Light purple suit. It wasn't purple. But that was a gorgeous suit on Rusev. And kudos to him for saying, I'm going to look nice. I don't like the guy. He's kind of a brick. Especially his wife. Seems like ever since his wife started hanging around him, he hasn't been winning. Like, good. I just miss Rusev Day so much. It's not the same without you. Aiden English with the name drop. So, Corey Graves, throughout this whole match, is trying to summon Evil Owens, the Owens that we all know. And, at the end of the match here, well, it wasn't even the end of the match. Rusev came in, interrupted. That's why Kofi got his extra points. He got an easy victory. And then Kevin Owens went in there to stop them. And then it turns out he super kicked Kofi Kingston and then beat up Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. But let's talk about the match a little bit because I wrote some things down. Nakamura, Shinsuke Nakamura. A good thing I kept this hat on because I miss Nakamura. He is smart. He is laying there. He's getting pinned by Kofi, and he's looking at the ref. And the ref's counting 1, 2. He just waited till the last moment. And you know what? That's smart because that gives him an extra second of breathing time. And the other thing I like about Nakamura are his sliding German suplexes that he does. Boy, howdy. I hope to be ringside when he does that one day because I hope if it happens right in front of me, I'm going to faint. I'm going to be like, oh, Lord. I'm going to be like pregnant, southern, rich, darker skinned lady when she becomes overwhelmed with feelings like, oh, Lord, Shinsuke just did that move right in front of me. And I might fall down. But, yeah, but the moral of this, or the takeaway from this whole story was that Big O turned on the brand new day. We all knew it was going to happen. But I wanted to give Big O more points. I guess we're calling him Kevin Owens again. I wanted to give Kevin Owens some more points because if he carried this on for like a month, or if he at least carried it until Money in the Bank, that would have been great. That's the mentality this man usually has. Like, I'm gonna fool everybody, but not tonight. And y'all see, they watched the Festival of Friendship where I was there. I saw it in person. They were here in Las Vegas, and he turned on Chris Jericho at the Festival of Friendship. I mean, it's not like, I don't know why everybody thought he might not do that. Anyways, that's SmackDown Live for tonight. Just as a quick thing, if you tuned in halfway through or you skipped through, really quick, I'm just going to go over Becky Lynch. So Becky Lynch is number 1 right now. She's sitting way up there at 93 points. She's got 2 championships. So Becky Lynch. Here, let me grab the microphone again. Oh. So Becky Lynch, she gets another 5 points because she appeared as a champ. Ooh, wait, but she's a double champ. Should that count as 10 points? Because it's supposed to be 5 points. But she's got 2 championships. Ooh. Nah. Should be just 5. And then, otherwise it might get a little crazy. So she gets a live appearance and 2 points. And, man, her exchange between Charlotte and her I was into it. I was kind of upset when Bayley came out because I was just like, look at these two go. So she gets 2 for the appearance. And then I gave her +2. I gave her +2 for the entertainment value she had tonight. So that's another 5, 7, and 9 points. So Becky right now is sitting at 102 points. First person to ever go over 100 points. Congratulations, Becky. You do when you have 2 championships. So there you have it. If you have any input on this scoring system, please let me know. I have noticed one thing. I'm gonna have to find some ways to take points from people, especially the champ. I mean, the champs. They're gonna lose like all their championship points when they lose their championships. Championships should be the number 1, you know. But here, we're going to really quick have the question of this week for the SmackDown live recap. If you first person to tweet me the correct answer will win a video from me. And I will do something for you. Well, I'm not going to be in the video. It'll be like, and if you go early to my tweets today, you'll see a couple that I tweeted out for the last week. So, at the 1990 SummerSlam, the Warlord's opponent was... It's multiple choice, but you aren't going to get the multiple choice because you have the internet. And I know there's the internet, so first person to tweet me the correct answer will win a free video of some sort from me. So thanks for tuning into the Raw Loaf. As always, follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. I have to look over because I'm not sure exactly where. You could use the hashtag the Raw Loaf if you would like. Always, just if you want, if you're watching, you can leave comments in the chat. You can tweet me on Twitter. Ask me questions. I love answering questions. Don't ask me what my favorite WWE moment was, though, because that took up about half the show yesterday. So, appreciate your time. I'm going to get out of this suit and everything because it's hot as balls. Have a groovy night, everybody.